He'd been on the run for 3 weeks straight, and the burden on his back wasn't getting any lighter. In fact, he thinks he picked up some chains along the way that wrapped around his legs and kept getting tighter. As I said, it was 3 weeks since the day when Deckard lost his way, but he lost track of the days in his head and he could no longer tell which way the road led. It was difficult for him to see with the smoke, the ashes, all the debris. He tumbled and fell. He dragged his legs, he sprawled and crawled, but could see no end. I should say how this started. As Deckard runs away, Black Deckard, he was known as, in a place far away. The black comes from the colour of the steel he preferred. Black is all he saw in the cries that he heard. When he slashed and he crushed and he slit and he cut, the blood and the bones and the limbs and the guts smeared on his clothes like a finger painting, the steel still ringing, forever haunting. Anyway, I'm sure I was saying about how all this started, about how this Deckard came to be in the unfortunate situation he now finds himself in. Anyway, I believe I mentioned he was a killer of sorts. Well, one day he killed someone he shouldn't have. He saw his prey from across the street and he donned his mask, like he always does, and he waited till his target was in a dark alley before thrusting the knife between the shoulder blades. The victim let out a cry. He screamed and he kicked. Deckard held him down. He slit and he slit. He beat and he cut, and only when he was done, he looked closely at the man he had killed. It was a face he recognized, a face he'd seen. It was his own brother he had killed in the madness of things. He'd been set up. It was all a ruse, and now Deckard's on the run, hanging over his head, the gun. Anyway, anyhow, he runs. I wanted to take this opportunity to tell you about a memory I have from when I was 15 years old, playing in the park with a few friends of mine. We were just hanging, climbing the trees and drinking juice. The sun was out and it was overall a pleasant day. All of a sudden though, the world tipped over. My eyes flew circles and everything was spinning. I was falling and spinning and I couldn't get a grip, and the same thing was happening to my friends. I could hear them but not see them. It was like I kicked a ball down a hole and was forced to follow it down, except the ball was my head and it just kept falling until eventually I found myself in a chamber with some of those I loved. They looked at me dearly with eyes so bright, and I looked back, glad for the love that we shared. We were locked up there for many nights, but there was so much love I didn't care. After 3 months of this, however, I was marking the days and scratchings on the wall. I started to feel that things wouldn't get better. I grew dark and hated all. Eventually, too, I started getting hungry. Whoever was keeping us was not feeding us well. I soon discovered that the necessity for food overtook any love for those that I had at all.